intense weekend coming up for you with these two games to get it over with?
Yeah, the big thing with us, we don't want to think of it that way, right? Because it gets Christmas time, but two games that if we can finish out strong here, we've had a good little stretch. It would be big for us to bank some of those points. So that's what we're kind of focused on. But you can sniff the energy in the air. Obviously, it's the time of the year, so just want to harness it in the right way.
When you compare this team to the team we saw at the start of the year, Glenn, where do you think the biggest stride has been made?
Probably mentally. You do what we did last year and you lose in Game 7, and then you come back the next year right away, short summer, and you see this 82-game schedule, and the league is hard. It's a hard league, and sometimes you want to skip those 82 and just get right back to where you were before, but you can't. And I think if you look at our mentality at the start of the year, we had to get in a little bit of a rhythm and a mental mindset to play the 82, and you can see now that over the last month we have, and that's the biggest thing. I can remember other players in Florida talking the year before and saying how big of a challenge it was to get going from at Christmas till about Christmas before they got going, and because they played Vegas the year before. So I don't think it's any different for us.
Are we still allowed to ask you if Calvin Pickett's starting tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't even know. They sent me out here prepared. But if I'm guessing, I would say yes. But
Okay, perfect.
they didn't even prepare me.
That's an educated guess.
So you give up a goal at 1:06. You can hear the gasp go out of the crowd, but you guys just reacted like it didn't seem like it was any big deal.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I took out of the game. Like, you can go through the video and look at the stats, but if you just were sitting behind our bench, the team just stayed with it. The first one goes off Leo's stick, and then it's 2-0, and hey, Boston played really well, and we knew it was a grind, and you could hear the players saying it's going to be a grind, and we stayed with it right till Connor tied it up, and that's the mentality again you need to have if you want to have success in this league, sticking with it.
Glenn, you guys won 4 of 5 against some pretty tough competition here the last 5 games. What do you think this little stretch has done for you guys in terms of maybe confidence or whatever?
Yeah, I just think it's solidified in our minds that we're the team we thought we were, and I think everybody watching probably feels the same way. So anytime in any sport, if you can get a little bit more confidence, you can see, and if it comes from every guy, then exponentially you get better, and you can see it with our guys. They got a little bit of swag. We talk about the Boston game. We didn't panic. That stuff's important to win big games.
Leon gets .900. Wow, huh?
It's crazy. It's crazy how many how good he is, and I just think the last month he's been dynamic, and he's been both ends of the ice for us. What a special player! Special treat for coaches to be around those guys.
You've been around him for a while now. I think this is 6 years for you. What have you seen?
Seven.
7 years.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Yeah.
How have you seen him evolve in his game and just be the leader that he is now?
Yeah, for me, it's just both ends of the ice. He always had that ability, but now he really does it. You guys probably look through some video or see some clips where he's tracking back like crazy and stripping pucks and doing those things. And I think that's where his game has come. It's a way more complete game than it was 7 years ago when I was here. And then, he's just developed in all ways, like physically and the ability to score, the ability to make plays. So he's just gotten better with age.
He's a guy that would, on probably 29 other teams, would be the big dog, right? Like, he'd be the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
And here he's kind of the number 2 to Connor. But how do you, like, he's got that great attitude about it. He doesn't, like, they have obviously a great friendship. And
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me when people ask, and I'll say to you, is our stars, if you're talking Connor and Leon, our top stars, superstars in the game, they don't have huge egos. They're very humble guys. They don't need a lot of limelight. They don't thrive on that. They just thrive on competing and playing. So that's the biggest thing with him is on any given night, one of them's taking over or doing something great in the game, but they don't have an ego to always need to be at the forefront.
Where do you feel like your power play is at right now?
This has been the longest struggle through my 7 years here, but it's coming around. Like the last 8 games, we've created at a top 5 level in the league. We've always created year over year at a top 5 level in the league. We hadn't done that until the last 8 or 9 games. So I see it starting to move around and starting to go. And I think it was like anything else. you talk about that mentality, that urgency maybe at the start of the year wasn't there, and now they're getting into a little bit of rhythm and flow, and you can see probably just even the eye test that they're I think they're 4 for 9, and whatever they were in their last games are 4 for 11 now after last night. But you can tell they're back in a rhythm.
This is a group that sticks with.
Oh yeah. You have to in this league. If you get too panicky and start changing everything, you're sending the wrong signals. So you got to stay with it. I mean, there's times to make changes, but usually patience is something that the league doesn't have, but you need it.